The glass doors of the Sterling Grand Hotel slid open with a soft whoosh. Maya Richardson stepped into the lobby, her canvas sneakers making quiet sounds on the marble floor. The clock above the reception desk showed 11:47 p.m. She had exactly 13 minutes before the most important phone call of her career. The lobby sparkled with crystal chandeliers. Tall white columns reached up to the high ceiling. Everything looked expensive and perfect. The marble floor reflected the golden lights like a mirror. Soft music played from hidden speakers. This was a 5-star hotel, the kind of place where celebrities and billionaires stayed. Maya wore faded blue jeans and a simple white cotton shirt. Her leather messenger bag hung from her shoulder. It was old and worn at the edges. She looked tired from traveling. Her natural hair was pulled back in a simple style. She didn't wear much makeup. To anyone watching, she looked like a regular woman. Maybe someone who worked a normal job and saved up for a special trip. She walked to the front desk. A young woman stood behind the counter, typing on a computer. Her name tag read Min-Seo Kim. She had perfect makeup and wore a crisp hotel uniform. When she looked up and saw Maya, her smile froze for just a second. "Good evening," Maya said politely. "I have a reservation." Maya Richardson. Min-Seo stared at her for a moment. Her eyes moved from Maya's face down to her sneakers, then back up again. "One moment, please," she said. Her voice sounded different now, less warm than before. Maya placed her phone on the marble counter. The screen showed her confirmation email. Sterling Grand Hotel, Penthouse Suite 4501. Guest Maya Richardson. Check-in date December 17th, 2025. Before Min-Seo could check the computer, a man walked out from the back office. He was tall and wore an expensive suit. His name tag said Jiwoo Park, night manager. He had been working in hotels for 8 years, and it showed in the way he carried himself. Confident, in charge, superior. Jiwoo looked at Maya. Then he looked at her confirmation email on the phone. His eyebrows went up. He picked up the phone and held it close to his face, studying the screen. "Is there a problem?" Maya asked calmly. "Ma'am," Jiwoo said slowly. He put heavy emphasis on the word ma'am, making it sound almost like an insult. "This is the Sterling Grand Hotel. Our penthouse suites cost $2,800 per night. Do you understand what that means?" "Yes," Maya said simply. "I understand." Jiwoo set her phone down on the counter. He looked at Min-Seo and raised one eyebrow. The young woman giggled nervously behind her hand. "Min-Seo, what do you think?" Jiwoo asked, his voice loud enough for other people in the lobby to hear. "Does this look like a real reservation to you?" Min-Seo leaned forward to look at the phone screen. "Well, I mean, it looks real, but anyone can Photoshop things these days, right?" Maya checked the time on the wall clock. 11:49 p.m. 11 minutes until Tokyo called. She took a slow breath and stayed calm. "I also have my credit card," Maya said. She reached into her messenger bag and pulled out a black metal card. It was an American Express Centurion card, one of the most exclusive credit cards in the world. Only people who spend at least $500,000 a year could get one. Jiwoo's eyes widened when he saw the black card, but not with respect. With anger. He snatched it from her fingers so roughly that Maya felt the edge cut against her skin. "Where did you get this?" Jiwoo demanded. "It's mine," Maya said. "No way." Jiwoo turned the card over in his hands, examining it like it was evidence in a crime. "These cards are for important people. CEOs, movie stars, rich people." He looked directly at Maya. "Not people who dress like they just came from Walmart." Someone gasped in the lobby. Maya turned slightly and saw an elderly white couple sitting in leather chairs near the fireplace. They were watching the scene with wide eyes. The woman wore diamond earrings that probably cost more than a car. Her husband had on a suit that looked custom-made. "I assure you, the card is real," Maya said. Her voice stayed steady and quiet. "And so is my reservation. If you would just check your computer system." Jiwoo's face turned red. "You want to know what I think?" He held the black card up in the air like a trophy. "I think you found this card somewhere. Maybe you stole it. Maybe you picked it up off the street. And now you're here trying to scam your way into a luxury hotel. That's not true, Maya said. Prove it, Ji-woo challenged. Prove this car belongs to you. Maya opened her mouth to respond, but Ji-woo wasn't done. He was enjoying this now. He could feel the other hotel guests watching. He could see Min Seo looking at him with admiration. This was his moment to be the hero, to protect his hotel from criminals. Ji-woo looked down at the black card in his hand. Then, with a quick movement, he dropped it on the marble floor. The metal card clinked against the stone. Before Maya could react, Ji-woo lifted his polished Oxford shoe and brought it down hard on the card. He twisted his heel, grinding the $5,000 credit card against the floor like he was putting out a cigarette. The sound echoed in the quiet lobby. Scratch, scratch, scratch. That's what I think of your fake card, Ji-woo said. His voice was cold and mean. Get your ghetto self out of my hotel before I call the police. Min Seo giggled again, this time louder. Should I get a mop? She asked. That card probably has diseases on it. The words hung in the air like poison. Maya's canvas sneakers didn't move. She stood perfectly still, looking down at her trampled credit card on the marble floor. The black metal now had a shoe print across it. Scratches marked the surface. The elderly couple near the fireplace whispered to each other. A businessman in an expensive suit stopped his phone conversation to watch. Near the entrance, a young woman named Jennifer Kim slowly pulled out her phone and started recording. Maya bent down slowly. Her movements were calm and controlled. She picked up the damaged card and held it in her palm. The metal felt warm from Ji-woo's shoe. She straightened up and looked directly into the night manager's eyes. I have a penthouse reservation, Maya said again. Her voice was quiet but firm. I would like to check in now, please. Ji-woo laughed. It was a sharp, cruel sound. You're not listening, sweetheart. Let me explain this in a way you can understand. This is a 5-star hotel. We have standards. We have a reputation to protect. He gestured around the lobby. Look at this place. Crystal chandeliers from Italy. Marble imported from Greece. Furniture handmade by master craftsmen. Do you see anyone else here dressed like they just rolled out of bed? Maya glanced at the wall clock. 11:52 p.m. 8 minutes until Tokyo called. 8 minutes until a $200 million manufacturing deal that had taken 6 months to arrange. 8 minutes until everything she had worked for either succeeded or failed. Please check your computer system, Maya said. You'll see my reservation is real. Oh, I'll check, Ji-woo said. He walked behind the desk and leaned over Min Seo's shoulder to look at the computer screen. His fingers moved across the keyboard. Click, click, click. The lobby felt tense now. More guests had noticed the confrontation. They pretended to read their phones or look at hotel brochures. But everyone was really watching Maya and Ji-woo. Ji-woo stared at the computer screen. His eyes moved back and forth, reading the reservation details. Yes, there was a Maya Richardson in the system. Yes, the penthouse suite was reserved. Yes, it was paid in full. But he couldn't accept it. He wouldn't accept it. This has to be a mistake, he said loudly. Someone hacked our system. Identity theft happens all the time. Min Seo nodded quickly. That makes sense. Criminals are so smart these days. Maya pulled out her driver's license and placed it on the counter next to her phone. Here's my identification. You can see the name matches the reservation. Ji-woo picked up the license like it was a piece of dirty paper. He held it up to the light. He tilted it back and forth, checking the hologram. He even smelled it, as if fake IDs had a special smell. Anyone can buy a fake ID online, he announced. I've worked in luxury hotels for 8 years. I can spot a scammer from across the room. I'm not a scammer, Maya said. Her voice stayed calm, but something flickered in her eyes. Not anger exactly. Something else. Something patient and knowing. Let me explain reality to you, Ji-woo said. He leaned forward on the counter, getting closer to Maya's face. This hotel hosts Fortune 500 CEOs. We have movie stars stay here. Foreign diplomats. Important people. He paused for effect. People who belong here. And I don't belong? Maya asked quietly. Look at yourself, Ji-woo said. He pointed at her faded jeans. Those jeans probably cost $20. Your shirt looks like it came from a discount store. That bag. He gestured at her messenger bag with disgust. I've seen homeless people with better bags. Min Seo giggled behind her hand again. Jiwoo, you're so bad, she said, but her tone made it clear she thought he was right. The businessman who had been watching pulled out his phone. He wasn't calling anyone. He was recording. In the corner, Jennifer Kim had already been filming for 2 minutes. She opened her Instagram and went live. Her finger hovered over the screen, then tapped. Live stream started. Y'all, Jennifer whispered into her phone, keeping her voice low. I'm watching some serious discrimination right now. This is crazy. She held the phone steady, pointing at the front desk where Maya stood facing Jiwoo. The viewer count started climbing. 5 people watching. Then 12. Then 37. Comments began appearing on the screen. What's happening? Is this real? Where is this? Maya checked the clock. 11:54 p.m. 6 minutes left. She could feel her phone buzzing in her pocket. Probably her assistant sending reminders about the Tokyo call. The biggest deal of her career was minutes away, and she was stuck in her own hotel lobby being called a criminal. A woman in a business suit emerged from the back office. She was older than Min Seo, maybe in her 30s. Her name tag read Soo-Jin Lee, assistant manager. She carried a stack of papers and looked professional and serious. Jiwoo, what's going on? Soo-Jin asked. I can hear you from my office. We have a situation, Jiwoo said importantly. He stood up straighter, like a soldier reporting to a commander. This woman is trying to scam her way into the penthouse with fake documents. Soo-Jin's eyes swept over Maya. It took less than 3 seconds. Her gaze moved from Maya's simple hairstyle to her plain shirt to her worn sneakers. In those 3 seconds, Soo-Jin made her judgment. Ma'am, Soo-Jin said. Her voice was polite but cold, like ice wrapped in silk. I need to see some real identification. Government-issued photo ID that proves you can actually afford a $2,800 per night suite. I already show my driver's license, Maya said. That could be fake, Soo-Jin replied quickly. She picked up Maya's license on the counter and examined it just like Jiwoo had done. Identity theft is a serious crime. We can't be too careful. Maya's phone buzzed again. She glanced at the screen. A text from her assistant. Yamamoto Industries calling in 6 minutes. Conference room reserved. Are you ready? Listen, Maya said, looking at all 3 hotel workers. I understand you're doing your job, but I really do have a legitimate reservation. If you would just check your records properly. We did check, Jiwoo interrupted, and something doesn't add up. The real Maya Richardson, who booked this room, would be different. Different how? Maya asked. Jiwoo and Soo-Jin exchanged glances. Min Seo looked down at her computer screen, suddenly very interested in the keyboard. Just different, Soo-Jin said carefully. Important. Professional. You know what I mean. No, Maya said. I don't know what you mean. Please explain. The lobby had gone very quiet. The elderly couple near the fireplace had stopped whispering. The businessman was still recording. Jennifer's live stream had reached 400 viewers. Comments were flooding in faster now. This is racist as hell. Call the manager. Someone help this woman. I'm never staying at Sterling hotels. Jiwoo's voice got louder. He was playing to his audience now, performing for the other guests. Ma'am, let me break this down for you in simple terms. You walk in here at midnight, wearing clothes that look like they came from a thrift store. You have a beat-up bag and cheap shoes. Everything about you screams wrong. My appearance doesn't change the fact that I have a reservation, Maya said. Your appearance tells me everything I need to know. Jiwoo shot back. Those shoes tell me you take the bus. They tell me you've probably never been inside a place like this except maybe to clean it. Min Seo couldn't help herself. She let out a small laugh. Then she covered her mouth, realizing she'd done it out loud. Maya looked at the young woman. You think this is funny? Min Seo's face turned red. No, ma'am. I'm sorry. It's just that Jiwoo has a point. We have to protect our guests from people who might not belong here. Exactly, Soo-Jin added. She set down her stack of papers and crossed her arms. Do you know what kind of people stay in our penthouse suites? CEOs who run billion-dollar companies, tech entrepreneurs, old money families. They dress appropriately. They carry designer luggage. They arrive in private cars, not on foot. So because I'm wearing jeans, Maya said slowly, you decided I'm a criminal? We're deciding you don't fit the profile of our typical penthouse guest, Sue Jean said. She made it sound reasonable, like a business decision based on data and experience. The clock showed 11:56 p.m. For minutes until Tokyo called. A new voice spoke up from across the lobby. This is ridiculous. Everyone turned. A young black man in a business suit was walking toward the front desk. He looked professional and angry. His briefcase had the logo of a major consulting firm. Excuse me, sir, Ji-woo said sharply. This is a private matter. Private? The man laughed. He gestured around the lobby. Half the people here are recording this on their phones. This is about as private as Times Square. Sir, I need you to step back, Sue Jean said. I'm a guest here, the man replied. He pulled out his hotel key card and held it up. Room 2847. Been staying here for 3 days on business. And this is the most disgusting display I've seen in any hotel ever. You don't understand the situation, Ji-woo insisted. I understand perfectly, the businessman said. You're harassing this woman because of how she looks. Ji-woo stared at Maya like she had just spoken in a foreign language. Employee handbook? What does that have to do with anything? Section 14.3, Maya repeated calmly. I suggest you read it. Right now. Sue Jean pulled out her phone and opened the hotel's employee app. Her fingers moved quickly across the screen, searching for the handbook section. Min Seo leaned over to look at the phone, too. A tall security guard walked into the lobby from a side hallway. He wore a navy blue uniform that looked crisp and professional. His name tag said Hyun-woo Choi, security chief. He was a big man, over 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders and a serious face. At 35 years old, he had seen plenty of hotel drama, but something about the situation felt different. You called for security? Hyun-woo asked as he approached the front desk. Yes, Ji-woo said quickly. He pointed at Maya. This woman is trying to scam her way into the penthouse. Fake documents, stolen credit card, the whole thing. She's been here for 20 minutes refusing to leave. Hyun-woo looked at Maya. She was small compared to him, barely reaching his shoulder. She looked tired but calm. Her eyes met his directly, without fear or anger. Something about her expression made him pause. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to come with me, Hyun-woo said. His voice was professional but not unkind. Officer Choi, Maya said, reading his name tag. Before you do anything, I strongly recommend you check the employee handbook. Section 14.3 specifically. Hyun-woo frowned. What are you talking about? Just check it, please, Maya said. She's trying to confuse everyone with legal talk. Ji-woo interrupted. It's a classic scammer trick. They watch YouTube videos and think they know the law. Hyun-woo pulled out his phone anyway. Something in Maya's tone made him curious. He opened the employee handbook app and scrolled to section 14.3. His eyes moved across the screen as he read silently. In the corner of the lobby, Jennifer's live stream had reached nearly 2,000 viewers. Her hand shook slightly as she held her phone steady. This is getting crazy, she whispered to her audience. They called security on her for literally nothing. The comments were multiplying faster than she could read them. Record everything. This hotel is about to get exposed. Where are the lawyers? I'm never staying at Sterling Hotels again. This is disgusting in 2025. The businessman from room 2847 had moved closer to the front desk. He stood a few feet behind Maya, like a silent supporter. Other guests were gathering too. A family with 2 teenagers. A couple in their 40s. An older woman with silver hair. Everyone had their phones out now. Sue Jean was still reading from her phone. Her face had gone from pale to white. Ji-woo, she whispered. We might have a real problem here. What kind of problem? Ji-woo asked, but his voice didn't sound as confident anymore. Corporate just sent another message, Sue Jean said. Her hands were shaking as she held up her phone. They're monitoring social media mentions of our hotel. They want a full report about any incidents tonight involving discrimination. That's impossible, Jiwoo said. How would they even know? Because thousands of people are watching this online right now, the businessman said loudly. He held up his own phone, showing the Instagram live stream that Jennifer had started. Jiwoo's face turned red, then green, then back to red again. Hyunwoo finished reading the employee handbook section. He looked up at Maya with new eyes. Ma'am, this section talks about immediate termination for discriminatory behavior. Why would you know about this specific section? Maya didn't answer. She just looked at him steadily. Answer the question, Jiwoo demanded, but his voice cracked slightly. Sue Jean's phone buzzed again. She looked at the screen and gasped. Oh no! Oh no, no, no! What now? Jiwoo snapped. Corporate wants to know specifically about tonight, about the Chicago location, about the night shift staff. Sue Jean looked up at Jiwoo with fear in her eyes. They're asking about us by name. Min Seo had been quiet for a while, but now she spoke up. Her voice was small and scared. Jiwoo, maybe we should reconsider. Maybe we made a mistake. We didn't make a mistake, Jiwoo insisted. But he was sweating now despite the cool air conditioning. She's the one who's lying. Maya reached into her messenger bag. She pulled out a leather portfolio that looked old but well made. She unzipped it slowly and carefully, like someone handling something valuable. What's that? Sue Jean asked nervously. Documents, Maya said simply. She placed the portfolio on the marble counter and opened it. Inside were papers. Official-looking papers with the Sterling Hotel Group logo at the top. Maya pulled out one sheet and placed it where everyone could see. Jiwoo leaned forward to read it. His eyes got wider and wider. What is this? How do you have this? What is it? Hyunwoo asked. Maya's voice was quiet but clear. This is the quarterly performance report for Sterling Grand Chicago. Revenue down 23%. Guest satisfaction rating 2.3 out of 5 stars. Staff turnover rate 89% annually. The lobby went completely silent. Even the soft background music seemed to fade away. Those are confidential corporate documents, Sue Jean said. Her voice came out as a whisper. Only management has access to those. And the owner, Maya added gently. Jiwoo laughed, but it sounded fake and desperate. The owner? That's ridiculous. You're not the owner. Maya reached back into her portfolio. She pulled out a business card. Simple, black lettering on white background. She placed it next to the performance report. The businessman from room 2847 was close enough to read it. His eyes went wide. Oh my God, he said quietly. Min Seo leaned over the counter to see. She read the card out loud, her voice shaking. Maya Richardson, Chief Executive Officer, Richardson Ventures. So what? Jiwoo said. Anyone can print a business card. I could make one that says I'm the president if I wanted. Maya pulled out her iPad from her messenger bag. She tapped the screen a few times, then turned around so everyone at the desk could see. On the screen was the Sterling Hotel Group website, the leadership page, and there, in the row of executive photos, was Maya's face. Same woman, same eyes, same expression. But in the photo, she wore an expensive business suit instead of jeans and a t-shirt. The text under the photo was clear. Maya Richardson, majority shareholder. Richardson Ventures acquired Sterling Hotel Group for $847 million, March 15, 2025. Ms. Richardson now controls 67% ownership stake in the luxury hotel chain. Min Seo made a choking sound. Sue Jean's paper slipped from her hands and scattered across the floor. Jiwoo grabbed the edge of the counter to steady himself. Jennifer's live stream exploded. The viewer count jumped from 2,000 to 5,000 in seconds. Comments flooded the screen so fast they became a blur. She owns a hotel. No way, no way, no way. Derek is so fired. I am screaming. Plot twist of the century. The elderly couple near the fireplace gasped. The family with teenagers started whispering excitedly. The businessman from room 2847 started slow clapping. "This is the best hotel drama I've ever witnessed," he said. "And I travel 200 days a year." Maya connected her laptop to the large display screen on the lobby wall. The screen that usually showed beautiful pictures of the hotel now showed something very different. The Sterling Hotel Group logo appeared first, then a title in big white letters on a black background. Operational Audit, Chicago Location, December 17th, 2025. Ji-woo stared at the screen like he was watching a car crash in slow motion. His mouth hung open. Sweat ran down his forehead, even though the lobby was perfectly cool. Maya clicked to the first slide. Numbers appeared on the screen for everyone to see. Monthly revenue had dropped from $1.8 million to $1.2 million. Guest satisfaction scores had fallen to 2.3 out of 5 stars. The industry standard was 4.2 stars. Staff turnover was 89% every year. "These numbers tell a story," Maya said. Her voice was calm and professional, like a teacher explaining a lesson. "They tell the story of a hotel where guests don't feel welcome, where employees don't want to work, and where management has lost control of basic service standards." Soo-jin gripped the marble counter so hard her knuckles turned white. She had seen some of these numbers before in corporate emails, but seeing them displayed publicly like this, on a screen where guests could see them, made everything feel real and terrible. Maya clicked to the next slide. Ji-woo Park, Night Manager, Employee ID 4471, Annual Salary $54,000. She paused and looked at him. "In the past 6 months, 23 formal complaints have been filed specifically about you." "That can't be right," Ji-woo said. His voice came out weak and shaky. "I would have been told." "You were told," Maya said. She clicked again. Another slide appeared showing copies of written warnings and emails. 17 written warnings were issued to your personnel file. Your supervisor attempted corrective coaching sessions 4 times. Your last performance review rated you 1.8 out of 5 stars. The businessman from room 2847 let out a low whistle. Other guests murmured to each other. Jennifer's live stream had reached over 15,000 viewers now. The comments were flying past so fast they looked like a waterfall of text. She's destroying him with facts. This is better than any TV show. He's about to update his resume. Receipts queen. Maya continued. Your department's guest satisfaction scores are the lowest in our entire North American portfolio. Guests specifically mentioned feeling unwelcome, judged, and discriminated against during night shift interactions. She turned to Soo-jin. Soo-jin Lee, Assistant Manager. Employee ID 4203. Annual salary $61,000. 19 guest complaints in 6 months. Soo-jin's breathing became fast and shallow. She had known about some complaints, but 19? She had thought most guest dissatisfaction was just people being too sensitive or having unrealistic expectations. 7 failed mystery shopper evaluations out of 8 attempts. Maya continued. Your diversity training has been overdue by 8 months. Your customer service certification expired last year and hasn't been renewed. 4 disciplinary actions are documented in your file for inappropriate guest treatment. Maya clicked to show another slide. It had graphs and charts showing patterns of complaints. The pattern here isn't isolated incidents. This is systematic discrimination that has created a hostile environment for both guests and employees. She walked closer to the counter. Her canvas sneakers made soft sounds on the marble floor. When I acquired Sterling Hotel Group 6 months ago, this Chicago location was flagged as our highest risk property for discrimination lawsuits. Our legal department estimated potential damages at $2.3 million from pending cases. Ma'am, surely those numbers are inflated, Ji-woo tried to say. His voice was desperate now. Maya kept talking like he hadn't spoken. 3 federal cases are currently moving forward. Our attorneys estimate settlement costs could reach $5.7 million if we lose. That's assuming no additional cases are filed. She gestured toward Jennifer, who was still holding up her phone. After tonight's performance, broadcast over 15,000 witnesses, Our legal exposure has increased significantly. The elderly couple near the fireplace looked at each other with shock on their faces. The silver-haired woman shook her head slowly. The family with teenagers seemed frozen in place. Maya showed another slide with the company's organizational chart. Jiwoo Park reports to Regional Manager Janet Davis, who reports to Vice President Michael Carter, who reports to Executive Vice President Sarah Kim, who reports directly to me. She let that information sink in for a moment. The lobby was so quiet you could hear the air conditioning hum. When you disrespected me tonight, Maya said, you weren't just insulting a guest. You were publicly humiliating the owner of your company in front of thousands of witnesses. Every person watching this live stream now associates Sterling Hotels with racism and discrimination. Ji-woo's hand started shaking. Ma'am, please. I have a family. I have a mortgage. I didn't know who you were. You didn't know I was the owner. Maya agreed. But you didn't know I was a human being who deserved basic respect. You made conscious choices about how to treat me based solely on my appearance and your own assumptions. She clicked to display the employee handbook section they had discussed earlier. The text appeared large on the screen. Section 14.3 is very clear about discriminatory behavior. Immediate termination without severance pay plus personal legal liability for reputational damages. Maya closed her laptop and walked to the center of the lobby. She stood where everyone could see her clearly. The crystal chandeliers cast light down on her, making her look powerful despite her simple clothes. Jiwoo Park and Soo-Jin Lee, you have 3 choices, Maya said. She held up one finger. Choice 1, immediate resignation. You leave quietly tonight. I provide neutral employment references that don't mention this incident. You keep whatever professional reputation you have left. She held up 2 fingers. Choice 2, termination for cause. This incident goes on your permanent employment record. No references from Sterling Hotels. Possible civil litigation for the brand damage you've caused. Future employers will see discrimination-related termination when they call for references. 3 fingers now. Choice 3, corporate investigation. Full human resources review that takes 3 to 6 months. Media attention. Legal depositions. Your name's permanently attached to this incident in public records and news articles. The lobby was completely silent. Even Jennifer's live stream seemed to pause as viewers waited. You have 60 seconds to decide, Maya announced. She checked her phone. I have 3 more Sterling properties to visit tonight for similar audits, and I don't have time for long discussions. Jiwoo's voice cracked when he spoke. Ma'am, surely there's a middle ground. Some way to handle this privately. I've been with the company for 3 years. I've worked holidays and overtime. Maya pulled out a thick folder from her portfolio. Jiwoo, this contains documentation of every complaint filed against you. Most guests didn't pursue their concerns because they didn't want to fight a large corporation. Jiwoo's hand shook as he reached for his name badge. His fingers fumbled with the pen. It took him 3 tries to remove it from his jacket. When he finally got off, he placed it on the marble counter. The small piece of plastic and metal made a soft clicking sound that seemed to echo in the silent lobby. I choose to resign, he whispered. His voice was so quiet that people had to lean forward to hear him. Maya nodded once. Soo-Jin Lee, what is your decision? Soo-Jin was crying now. Black mascara streaks ran down her face. Her hands shook as she removed her own badge. Resignation, she choked out. I'm so sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry. Your apologies are noted, Maya replied. Her voice had no anger in it, but no warmth either. Just professional and distant. Maya turned to the young woman behind the counter. Min-seo Kim, what is your choice? Min-seo wiped her nose with the back of her hand. Her eyes were red from crying. I want to learn, ma'am. I want to do better. I don't want to be the kind of person I was tonight. Maya studied her carefully. Learning requires acknowledging what you did wrong. Can you do that? Min-seo took a deep breath. I participated in humiliating you. I made assumptions about you based on your clothes and your race. I laughed when I should have spoken up. I was cruel because I thought it would make me fit in with my co-workers. That's honest, Maya acknowledged. She turned to the security guard. Hyun-woo Choi, what is your decision? Hyun-woo straightened to his full height. I want to help you fix this place, ma'am. What happened tonight should never happen to anyone, anywhere, ever again. Maya smiled for the first time since entering the hotel. It transformed her whole face, revealing warmth that had been hidden beneath layers of exhaustion and professional composure. Then let's get to work. Ji-woo and Soo-jin gathered their personal belongings from behind the counter. They moved like people in a bad dream, slow and uncertain. They would discover later that corporate would send termination emails in the morning to make everything official. But for now, they simply walked out into the cold Chicago night. Maya opened her laptop again and started a new presentation. The title on the screen read, Immediate Reform Implementation, Sterling Grand Chicago. Min Seo, Hyun-woo, you're about to participate in the most comprehensive hospitality reform program in our company's history, Maya said. What you learn here will be rolled out to all 847 Sterling properties worldwide. Jennifer's live stream had reached 22,000 viewers. Local news stations were calling the hotel, requesting interviews. The hashtag Sterling Hotel Reform was trending alongside the original Sterling Hotel Racism hashtag. Maya pulled out her phone and dialed a number. Janet Davis. This is Maya Richardson. Yes, I know it's after midnight. I'm at the Chicago location, and we have a situation that requires immediate intervention. She put the call on speaker, so everyone could hear. Janet, I need you to temporarily reassign Kesha Williams from our Boston location to manage Chicago starting tomorrow morning. Full authority to implement new protocols. A woman's voice came through the phone speaker. Kesha Williams? She's one of our best managers, but Boston needs her. Boston will survive, Maya interrupted. Chicago is in crisis mode. I also need you to contact our diversity consultant, Dr. Amanda Foster. Schedule emergency training sessions for all Chicago staff within 48 hours. Maya hung up and turned back to Min Seo and Hyun-woo. Kesha Williams is a 15-year hospitality veteran. She specializes in turning around underperforming properties through cultural transformation. Min Seo raised her hand tentatively, like a student in class. Ma'am, will I be working under her? If you prove yourself worthy of staying, Maya replied. Your employment is probationary for the next 90 days. You'll undergo intensive retraining in cultural sensitivity, unconscious bias recognition, and luxury hospitality standards. Maya showed them a new slide. We're implementing what I call the Guest Dignity Initiative. Every guest interaction will be monitored through a new mobile application that tracks satisfaction in real time. She held up her phone, showing a prototype of the app. Guests can report discrimination instantly through QR codes posted throughout the hotel. Reports go directly to corporate leadership, bypassing local management entirely. Hyun-woo leaned forward with interest. That's brilliant. No way for local staff to hide problems or retaliate against people who complain. Exactly, Maya confirmed. We're also installing new security cameras with audio recording in all public spaces, not to spy on employees, but protect both guests and staff from false accusations. She clicked to another slide. Every employee will complete monthly unconscious bias training. Guest satisfaction scores will be tied directly to performance reviews and salary increases. Discrimination complaints will trigger immediate investigation by external consultants. Maya paused and looked at the guests who were still watching from around the lobby. To everyone who witnessed tonight's events, I want you to know this is not representative of Sterling Hotel Group's values or standards. The businessman from room 2847 stood up. Ma'am, I've stayed at Sterling Property for years. This is the first time I've seen anything like this, but I'm impressed by your immediate response. The elderly woman in the silk evening dress spoke up. Her voice wavered slightly. I feel terrible that we just sat here and watched. We should have said something. Maya nodded thoughtfully. Part of our new Guest Dignity Initiative includes bystander intervention training. We'll provide resources for people who witness discrimination, helping them understand how to safely intervene or report incidents. She returned to her presentation. Sterling Grand Chicago will partner with local civil rights organizations to establish an external oversight board. Community leaders will conduct quarterly reviews of our practices and policies. Maya pulled out a business card and handed it to Jennifer, who was still live streaming. This is Dr. Patricia Henderson from the Chicago Urban League. She'll be our community liaison, ensuring our reforms have real accountability beyond corporate promises. Jennifer looked at the card, then back at Maya. Can I ask you something on camera? Of course. How do you not hate them? How do you stay so calm after being treated like that? Maya considered the question carefully. Hatred is exhausting. Revenge is temporary. But systematic change, that's permanent. I'd rather spend my energy ensuring no one else experiences what I experienced tonight. She gestured toward Min Seo and Hyun Woo. These two chose to learn and grow. Ji Woo and Soo Jin chose to leave. Both responses tell me our reforms are necessary and possible. Maya, check her phone. It's now 12:15 a.m. Min Seo, your shift officially ended 15 minutes ago, but I'd like you to stay for another hour to begin your retraining process. Yes, ma'am. Min Seo replied immediately. Hyun Woo, I need you to make sure Ji Woo and Soo Jin return all their key cards and access badges. Then we'll discuss your new role in guest relations. Hyun Woo nodded. Understood. Maya addressed the remaining lobby guests.